Yo, today, just insane ramblings today. I was watching the Pokemon movie not too long ago, like the first Pokemon movie with Mewtwo and Mew, and then there's and all the clone Pokemon and stuff. It was awesome. Anyways, thing is, one thing that got me really thinking is, like, I mean, it's kind of an age-old question, but why the fuck do magical tears, like, exist? Like, what's so magical about, like, driplets of, perspiration coming out from your eyeballs that are salty and shit. Like why do they have magical powers to them? I guess most of the time it's like healing powers. So I'm assuming like, oh, I'm crying on top of you, and you're like, gross. Why are you making my face all wet or something? And then they wake up. So I'm assuming it's just because they're really annoyed by the fact that you're getting like, it's not even water. Like it's kind of water, but it's like it's salty eye ejaculation for the most part. I mean, that's kind of a crude way to put it, but that's basically it. So, I was Googling too. One thing that they call it, magical tears anyways, like boo hoo hoo hoo, is magical lacrimation, which actually sounds a lot more interesting and magical for the most part. Or you can call them magic eye sperm. Yep. But, anyways, what got me thinking, I don't really know why, tears are magical and such. Like, it just happens all the time. Like first example, Pokemon movie. Like, friggin' Pokemon cries and Ash comes back to life. Spoiler alert, but this came out in fucking 2000 or 1999 or something, so if you haven't watched Pokemon movie, I don't care if you're like 100 years old right now or something and never heard of the Pokemans, or, if you think Pikachu is every single Pokemon, even though they're not fucking every single Pokemon, then, go watch the movie, because it's great, and it's so many feels, like, fuck me, there's a lot of feels. So, you know, there's just magical teardrops, and most of the time, like I said, they heal things, or they bring things back to life, or whatever the example's gonna think of. SpongeBob SquarePants, when SpongeBob cries and his house comes back because of a little rock pebble seed thing, and then it crushes Squidward, and, what else is it, friggin' Tangled, friggin' Rapunzel, she cries, and even though she doesn't have her magical hair anymore, Flynn Rider, which is great, I love Tangled, by the way, he comes back to life, even though he got super stabbed by that old lady bitch, and, what else, frig, I don't know, crying movies, I don't know, they're, like, literally all over movies and games and such, like, it happens, like, if they have those types of powers, wouldn't you, like, I don't know, I wouldn't bring, like, a little knife around or something, or, like, a little needle, and just, like, stab myself and be like, and then I'd be, like, Mother Teresa, just crying all over people. I mean, I don't know how much people would like that. Like, if just some random person, like, oh, man, if you were in the hospital, you would be the best doctor ever. You're like Joe Jesus right here. Like, just, and then, like, you could just get, like, orphan tears, apparently, are very magical. I don't know why, but, like, I don't, like, oh man, if you get Batman to cry, I mean, Batman doesn't cry, but if Batman cried, then frig, like, he would orphan tears, man. So, I mean, that's terrible, but, like, that's a thing. And I'm getting a phone call, so I'm gonna pause this rant for a second. Yo, sorry about that. Anyways, actually, while I was on the phone, I was also Googling some stuff, and I actually came across, something very, I guess, medical. Not really medical, more psychologically speaking. But tears actually do have slight magical properties, so I am ranting for absolutely no reason. Even though technically it's not the same thing, I guess some of the biological helpfulness of crying, blah blah blah, mostly has to do with them eyeballs. So first things first, this one actually made a lot of sense. I don't know why I didn't think about it at first. But crying, watering your eyeballs, water perspiration, eyeball perspiration, all that good jazz. Helps you see, it lubricates them eyeballs, like literally just, oh yeah, it makes them all wet. But without that, we wouldn't be able to see clearly, properly, or at all, I don't know. Other things, it actually removes bacteria and toxins and crap from your eyeballs, so again, helps us see, helps make it so that we don't have crusty eyeballs and gross bacteriums in our face holes. So that's good too. So that heals more or less us, not so much crying onto other people. So I would assume that if it's getting caught in the tears, that you're actually dripping bacteria on other people when you're crying on them. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, there's good and bad bacteria, so I guess that's okay. I know most of the time crying has to do with being sad, but apparently it makes you feel better. Like, you're like, and then when you cry them out, you're okay. So that actually kind of makes sense. Makes you feel good about yourself. I mean, in some part, it also less de-stresses you and such. And I think that more or less has to do with releasing, I don't know if it's pheromones or releasing some sort of chemical in the body strain system, but it makes you feel good, and that's always good. And the buzz of it is. I don't know why I'm doing some weird Bill Cosby thing, but that makes me feel good. So instead of crying, I can just make Bill Cosby and blah 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 blah. So other than that, though, I still don't really understand why crying in particular was a magical property of most movies, but I'm assuming it's just because it makes us have lots of feels, and that makes us feel feels, and you're like magical power of tears. But don't go around crying around on people, because that's weird, and that's probably not going to actually heal people unless it does. And then we found, like, magic IRL. That'd be cool. But other than that, I think instead of magical tears, I think they should, like, make something new. Like, frig, I don't know. Ba 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 ba. Let's say magical punches in the face. I mean, that's kind of terrible now I think about it. I mean, if they're dead, then you're just like, BAM! And then they're, ugh! Then that's not the greatest. I mean, that would be cool if it worked. I mean, anything that would, even if you shot somebody in the face with a magical bullet, that would also, wouldn't be the greatest thing, but it would still be kind of cool. But, yeah. That was another super, super random rant. Thanks for watching. Don't go crying on people. Don't cry over this video. Don't be a hater. Don't hate my haters. I'm just kidding. I don't really know if there's any. But if there are, I'm sorry I offended or made you waste 7, 6, 8, 15 minutes. I don't really know. So, if you want, send me a message. I will refund you your 8 minutes of time through internet monies, internet credit, I guess. I don't know. I'll put an IOU minutes, such, and we'll be on our way. So, thanks for watching. If you guys actually know why movies are always perpetuating magical teardrops of tearness, then let me know, because that would be really helpful, and then I don't have to rant about stupid shit like this again. Cool. Thanks. Peace.